it might get banned off YouTube if we use what you use, but
Yeah,
never thought of that, actually.
3000 series Massey Ferguson, like, they've no experience in them.
I'm sure there'll be no bother with any of them, you'll be alright. 22 people have money for that.
Yeah.
Drug dealers, man, if they were on Bupa,
Yeah.
their subscription would be a fortune. That's the ejector seat arm down. Just don't hit that big red button there.
Yeah.
Back off your 4 Charlie Golf, Belfast Boston tonight.
Don't get a 1 Mustang Charlie Golf, Defna 172 at a mark, 2 POP on a Cape Mark flight, route Newcastle, 5 hours, currently right 95 far, Golf, 1 Mustang Charlie Golf.
Golf Charlie Golf, 5 space 6 service, remain outside control our space at all times, rising kind of about 2,000 feet on the KNH 1039.
Not about 3,000 feet, really nice control here, space 103, Golf, 1 Mustang Charlie Golf.
Right now, need to keep an eye out for these boys. Just
Yeah.
welcome to the right seat.
Thank you very much.
And another Flying Fergie van. I don't know what I said. I don't know what we call this. A podcast, a flycast, a cockpit cast.
I told you what to call it, but I don't know whether YouTube will allow
I think it might get banned off YouTube if we use what you use. But yeah. So welcome anyway.
Thank you very much.
I mean, you're a bit of a drive up. You come up from Galway.
Drove up from Oranmore this morning, left the house at 6:15, and it was a 4-hour drive, but thankfully now the weather has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen plenty of counties on the drive up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair play. It's a bit of a drive up, but if I was thinking I could have flew you back down, but you wouldn't get your car down.
Tow the van. Yeah.
I just leave it here.
Well, any day I can combine flying and farming together. You know, I'll do my utmost to.
Well, this is the crack of this. You know, we're that's what I'm trying to do is just combine a bit of flying and a bit of farming. I had farm picks up last week, which was great fun. And the crack is just to fly along and have a bit of a yarn. So, so well, like, you're on YouTube. You're doing well. You've what? Were you at 3,500 subscribers?
3,500 in the last 13 months or so that it started.
Yeah, you're only up and running from 2023.
Yeah, 2023 last year. I started it more as a bit of fun, kind of, and it still is a bit of fun. That's all it ever is, and all.
Yeah.
Wasn't ever meant to be a little bit of promotion on it for my own work and business, but it was more just to have a yarn and a chat and kind of connect with people.
Yeah.
As I said to you, I am inherently a shy enough person. I know you might think that when you see me on camera, but I do love talking about farming. I love sharing experiences with other people. That's why I always try to encourage as much comments on the channel like you do yourself, and it's good to hear from other people and hear stories.
For me, I love I love interacting with people. That's the kind of thing for me, and especially people. And some people have some really good ideas.
Absolutely,
they see you beavering away, and they go, "Why don't you do that?"
Yeah.
I never thought of that actually.
Yeah,
like a classic one there is, I was thinking of putting a concrete floor into the shed, with the tractors, the red shed.
Yes.
I know you don't really like the red shed, but anyway,
I love red tractors.
We'll come to that in a minute. And some people, a lot of people said, well, why bother? It's only for keeping tractors in. Why bother? Use that money somewhere else. And the price of concrete now.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Phil's video, and I think he said it was 160 euro or something.
A metre.
A metre.
I wouldn't far off it, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, because I'm doing a workshop up there at the minute at home, and just pricing concrete and stuff. It's crazy. It's mental. I had planned on building a new one, but just the price and stuff at the minute is just.
Yeah.
For what I'd be doing, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of leaving that off, and not bothering and put that money into something else. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know it's always a gamble or a dice, But the one best suggestion I think that you got on your YouTube channel in the last couple of months was to put the WD-40 on your clutch pedal.
Who came up with that?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, only a mechanic will come up with something like that.
Yeah, a certain chap sent me a message about that. Yeah, I finally got round to it. Like, it wasn't a hard job,
Yeah.
but I finally got round to it. But
That would drive my OCD crazy having to listen to that.
well, I'm kind of used to it, but that's kind of a characteristic of a V1000 series tractor, isn't it?
They all have it.
Just that squeaky, squeaky clutch.
Yeah.
But you're an agricultural mechanic by trade, is that what you?
No. I grew up working on aircraft. I worked for Lufthansa, so I was a jet engine technician for a long time.
Right.
I worked on Pratt & Whitney jet engines, and then I have a diploma in automotive engineering and electronics as well.
Right.
All out of the one college in Bolton Street in Dublin. So I have been between the automotive and the aviation sector all my life, but I spent obviously a long time of that in agriculture as well. I grew up in agriculture. I grew up in a John Deere dealership from a young lad at the age of 12 years of age, going in the morning sweeping the floors, and it just kind of went from that. I never went and trained as an ag mechanic. I probably thought I knew it all when I was 17 years old anyway, but I preferred the aviation end of things, and look at I'm not at it now, but I still have a huge love of flying obviously as well.
Yeah.
And Lufthansa, the plant, it closed down in 2012, so that was a huge loss to the area. But that's economics, and that's business.
Yeah, but you also have a business, an Agrimotive business. It's and that business is you go and look at machinery for people who maybe wouldn't know as much about machinery.
Yeah. So I've seen too many people being caught out, especially buying the older, the modern classics and stuff like that. They might go out and spend 15 or 20 grand on a machine that could be 40 years old to realise they have to put another 10 grand into it.
Yeah.
And they kind of fell in love with the idea of owning a 390 or a John Deere 50 series or something, and they bit the bullet and spent money and got a credit union loan, but didn't really know what they were looking at.
Yeah.
It's all very well seeing them on YouTube driving up and down the field and looking great, and reminiscing about them when your father had them, but they were brand new then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't everything gives trouble.
They all give. That's what I was saying to John. They no matter what colour the bonnet, the numbers on the bonnet, they all give something. They all have something, and some more than others. But
to a certain extent. But a lot of it, when you're looking at something that's that old, from a mechanical point of view, from a technician's point of view, it's how it was looked after, how they were treated, who's been driving, how many people have been driving, how well was it serviced. That's really all it's down to.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
And do you have like a speciality in certain tractors, or you just look at everything?
I will look at pretty much anything, but if someone rang me up to get me to look at a 3000 series Massey Ferguson, I'd have no experience in them.
Well, sure, there'll be no bother about any of them. You'll be all right.
Well, that's debatable now. I've seen a few of them in trouble on YouTube in the last couple of weeks. But no, John Deere would be my 95% of everything I worked on as regards tractors. John Deere, and then a little bit on case. Massey Ferguson as well. The 100 series I know very well, or a 390 or the 200 series I know that very well.
I can't say too much about the 300 series because I rebuilt my engine last year.
Yes.
Which you may or may not have seen, my engine took a holiday.
That was the 165?
That was the 3075.
Oh, the 3075, that's right. Yeah.
Just to make a turn here, we'll be taking a closer look at the moorings.
The moorings are beautiful.
But there's the moorings out the window,
Yeah.
That's just Newcastle there over.
That's right, yeah.
So there's a restricted zone here just on the map. Up there, it's a military firing range, so don't be flying over that.
No.
Give them some target practice.
And they will contact you if you breach it.
You'd be hauled in, yeah.
Yeah. When I was doing my flying lessons and flying out of the National Flight Centre in Dublin, Baldonnel was right beside it, and the pattern around Weston Airport is not a regular pattern.
Yeah.
Because you do have to stay out of that restricted space, and if you bust it, they're on the phone to you.
Oh yeah.
They're on the radio to you.
Same with Belfast.
Yeah.
What are you up to there?
Yeah, it's a different bit of scenery up here than what I'd be used to seeing,
Yeah, it's not a bad day. It's 10 kilometers more visibility, but on a crisp day you can see, if you're up high enough here, you can see all the way up the north. All the way up the coast there.
Across to Scotland.
Oh yeah. Can't see it today now.
No.
You're a big John Deere man then?
Yeah, well, that's what I grew up in. Yeah, that's what my preference would be, I suppose. Not for any other reason that I'm most familiar with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no more like yourself. You grew up on your farm with your dad, Massey Ferguson's, I presume. But it's what I know best. It's what I grew up on. It's what I learned on. It's what I was working on when I was younger. In my spare time. So yeah, I'd be a John Deere man. But I do love the Masseys, I do love the 100 series.
But you done up the 165
there? Yeah, it's just have to put the canvas onto it now. We just have to get time. It's time more than anything, just to get the canvas back onto it. But it's driving, it's operating, everything's perfect on it. So what started off as a minor hydraulic issue, we wanted to have a look at the hydraulics on it, maybe do up the pump, and it turned into a full refurb.
Yeah.
You know yourself. Once you pop, you can't stop.
What exactly? Everything leases. It's just the proverbial can of worms. Every time you find something else, you find something else.
Something else, yeah. But between myself and my son Evan, we got it done. So it took a little bit longer than we had planned, but just the way things work out, the way the weeks roll into one week rolls into another, you know. So your channel, how long are you?
I've been going on YouTube, I think something like 10 years, but
really?
I would never have been in front of the camera. I just would have stuck it up and stuck a couple of maybe a couple of videos a year. Only in the last year did I stand in front of the camera and kind of do that thing. But say it's for me, it's just a bit of fun, and I just enjoy that creativity and making those videos and chatting to people. But it's funny because you get like, I don't really get that, but sometimes you get the odd negative comment, the odd strange comment, and it sticks in your head, doesn't it?
I know it does. You have to have a thick skin, like.
Yeah.
Thankfully now I haven't had a whole lot, but I'd be amazed that some people, the length of messages that some people send. Like,
people sit down and really take time, and and it's, for me, like, it's easy just to give them a thumbs up, but I try and respond and answer them, because like you're like me, you don't get hundreds and hundreds, because if you get hundreds of comments, you couldn't possibly respond.
No.
But when you get the 10s and 20s and 30s, you can sit down and talk to people on the comments, and that's what I really love.
Yeah.
But what's next for the channel for you? Are you?
Well, I want to obviously continue as I am, but I do want to put a lot more mechanical videos into it. Yeah, rebuild
workshop videos. Yeah, I think that'll be great.
Yeah, rebuilding injector pumps. I've done a couple already. I've done the starter motor. I've done information on batteries and bits and pieces like that. Alternator,
So it'll be like, it'll not be like a total engine rebuild. It'll be rebuilding this particular part of an engine, that type of thing.
Yeah, so but that's like, down the line. I do hope to get a full refurb. If I got my hands in the back end of a 2130 John Deere or 2140 or something like that was disused, that I could disassemble it and talk through the parts, how to rebuild the clutch packs or the hydraulic pump and all that kind of stuff, how the system works. Just give a little bit of education, because there is some very good transport.
There'll be plenty of wrecked John Deeres for you.
There will be plenty. There's plenty of them scrapped in our area. But I'd like to add more of that, because they're a type of video I don't have to research, that I can just get to work, put the camera rolling and talk through what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whereas what I'm at the minute, I spend hours trying to get information together, do research, do cross checks.
I can imagine it takes a lot of time.
A serious amount of time. Some information is easier to come by than others, and some is very, very hard. You really have to dig deep, But that's the plan going forward. Just keep building it up gradually.
Yeah, well, I can appreciate that it does take a lot of time, and I had John up last week. He was saying that on a day's filming for Farmflix, those boys it takes about a month to cut a proper professional video for a full-time editor,
That's mental.
I was like, I couldn't believe that. And I was telling him, and he's filming a year ahead of himself.
Really, yeah.
And I'm, for me, I'm tearing down the road. Video camera nearly started as I go up the lane. to get video and to get something in for a Sunday. But
yeah. I'm the same. Like Friday evening, Saturday evening, I finish off a little bit of editing and upload and have it ready to go for the Sunday morning. But yeah, that's generally me. I don't have too many done ahead of me. I'd like to be a little bit more organised.
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking about something that's happening in the current time. It would be easier for me to plan ahead and just have it all done.
Yeah. Your stuff takes a lot of time to kind of put together.
Yeah.
I understand that because for me it's just I'm out and it's easy because when you stop the video, the next one starts, and you each little thing and you just stick them in together and they kind of match up.
Yeah.
Roughly. Cut out the pauses and that's the video.
That's it.
It's quite easy.
Yeah. So, as regards the farm at home, your dad is obviously running this, and you're...
He runs the farm, and he's the boss man, and I just turn up and slow him down really.
Yeah, the farming. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of weeks since your budget.
Yeah. It's. I think I'm not a hugely political person, but I think that was a big mistake, really. And it's not. Farms. The average farm size in Ireland is about. I think the NFU guy was saying there, or Northern Ireland anyway. It's about 130 acres around that. And sure, you're into the bracket there.
Oh, you're well over.
Yeah,
you're well over.
Good land now is depending where you are, but it could be 13, some are 10, some 15. Very quickly, and I don't even know if that includes the machinery or is that just the land value. Is the buildings, the cattle?
I think it's all the assets.
The whole, yeah.
I think so from commentary that I've been listening to online, some of the English farmers. Yeah.
So all farms are going to be in that bracket.
Huge.
For me, I think it's personally, and I think it's a land grab. It's just a way of getting land off farmers to
sell up
to develop for wind farms or solar farms or build houses, whatever, because no farmer has the money to pay.
That's it.
There's only people there's only two people have money for that.
Yeah.
Drug dealers and your developers.
Your developers.
Yeah.
It's frightening. To think that some young lad that might be wanting to take over a 100-acre farm from his dad or a 150-acre farm, that you could be looking at a couple of 100,000.
But you grew up on a farm, did you? Yeah, your father has a farm.
Yeah, well, it was handed down from my granduncle. So the farm at home now, it's not massive, but it would be well over the threshold.
Right.
Like land in Meath is probably 20,000 an acre.
Right.
If you throw a house and a few buildings into it, and even 40 or 50 acres of land, you're over €1 million.
Yeah.
Easily.
And was that farm, when you grew up on the farm, was that a stock farm, cattle and
Stock,
sheep?
yeah, it was all stock. Yeah,
No,
it was all stock.
I thought you were a bit of a tillage man.
Yeah, well, you see, the lad that my dad works for, he would have farmed, or still does farm over 1,000 acres. So I grew up working with them. So that'd be the guy that owns Meath Farm Machinery, Timmons's. So I grew up working with them. So ploughing, sowing, combining. And then, I went to work for other large tillage farmers as well, Finnegan's Farm, so I was with them on and off for 11, 12 years.
Right. That wasn't on your own farm, that was, you were working?
Yeah, no, that was on our own. But our own farm is all in tillage now.
So, right. Are your own farm still tillage?
It's all in tillage now, yeah.
So you have no stock there?
Just 6 acres. My sister and her husband has a few acres taken there, and they've got cattle on it. So it's still nice to see cattle on the farm because the history that's on it. But I wouldn't know the front of a cow from the back or a heifer. Or
what about the evil sheep?
I did work with them years ago. There was sheep on the farm years ago.
Was there?
Oh, there was, yeah.
But you learned your lesson?
No, it was in my granduncle's day, but my God.
I was saying to John, I never seen animals that need as much health care.
Unreal.
Man, if they were on Bupa, their subscription would be a fortune.
If it's not a hoof, it's
it's always something. Like it's, I'm surprised they've evolved to what they are. Like, how come they haven't died off?
Yeah.
It's survival of the fittest. How did they get through the loop?
But I do love a bit of lamb.
I'm not a.
Are you not? No.
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a steak man, to be honest. Or a bit of the old kicking. But I'm not a big fan of the lamb. I don't like them from the day they're born till the day they die,
Yeah,
and they end up in the plate. I still don't really like them.
Don't like
So
them,
I
yeah.
just not a fan of them now.
I'd be fond of an old shop.
And I'm not shy to say it, but my dad is. Oh, there's hundreds of the woolly buggers down there, but.
And what's it like curtailing them on the hills, like glens?
Well, you get the dogs and the quad but you'd need a helicopter nearly to round them up, you know. It'd be a very expensive way of doing it, but it's. But I was saying to John, like, they sent me down to look at them there, and when you go into the field, no matter where they are, and any flock, you go into the field, they go tearing off to the far corner. And then, if that fence isn't great, they'll go tearing through that, and they'll go tearing in somebody else until they come to a proper fence, and then eventually they stop. I don't get that.
Yeah. So, when you're looking at a sheep or when you're looking at a bullock or something, do you know what you're looking at? Would you be able to go to a mart and pick out a...
I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo. You know, I'm not a stock person.
You do the graft and the work and...
Clean them out and look after them. I would never see them ill-treated or anything, but I just don't really know, you know. My dad would fit to tell you there's a good one, there's a bad one, there's something wrong with that or whatever. Like, unless it was to put his hand up and say, here, boss, I don't feel great today, I wouldn't have a clue, you know.
But I take my hat off to stockmen or anyone with sheep or dairy men, because it's 365 days a year.
Yeah.
You know, morning to night, like.
Well, the sheep are intense, especially in the lambing time. You know, Mum and Dad are going full tilt there. You know, trying to look after them. And this year was the first year that we actually had them in a house for lambing, and it was great. You know, it was a neighbour's house. He wasn't using it, and Dad stuck them in there for a wee bit, and they were. It was much harder because with us, you're going up. They're on the side of the mountain there, and you're trudging up through them gutters and wet fields, trying to catch a ewe that's lambing, and she doesn't want to be caught. You know, she goes off like a bloody racehorse. Like she's given birth, but she can run faster than she's ever run before. Not many women could do that.
Yeah, no, the tillage thing is different. You know, when you have a nice amount of acres, you can kind of forget about it for a few weeks at a time. You know, it's.
I would love. When I was down there doing the 1200 event, and we were just tearing up and down Phillips Field there, and I thought this would be a great crack to do this, you know, as a job.
Yeah, there's some suspect working on it.
There was some dodgy ploughing.
Oh, there was some dodgy ploughing. Yeah, we won't name any names.
No, say nothing.
No, actually, I did contact him and I complimented him on his efforts.
Well, Eamon was trying to show me how to plough, and to be quite honest, and a bit like the stock, I didn't have a clue what he was on about, because he was able to read the plough, and he was saying, you need to bring it up a bit, you need to bring it down a bit, you need to do, you know, move this way. But I hadn't a clue. I think there's a bit of a skill in it, you know.
It comes with experience, but even lads that are at it for years still do bad work.
Well, I don't know. I was blaming the boy who ploughed in front of me. That's all. He is the one with the dodgy lines.
Looked like he's had good fun anyway.
Yeah, it was a great day. You know, it was brilliant to see so many tractors like that. You know, but as I was saying to John, it was a horrible tractor to drive.
Really?
Oh, I hated it.
Yeah.
It's like it's. I don't know why I was wearing the pivot or something, but it was just kind of shaking the whole. It was like dancing going down the road, you know.
Yeah.
And I had that grubber in the back, and it was like swinging, and I didn't. It was noisy. It was more noisy than this thing. You know, it's just a real noise, and the vibration coming through it. And so I wasn't impressed with it now. But
what's the plan for you're obviously going to keep it in the shed. You're going to.
It's just currently it's with Alexander Farm Services. They're finishing it off. They kind of built it. They did 90% of the work, and then there's a few bits. They kind of just got it going for the event, really, you know. And so they're going to finish it off, and then it's into the shed. I'll use it, but I don't. There's not a lot of use for it in our farm. We don't do tillage. There's nobody ploughing up in the glens unless they're spinning up the field with a slurry tanker or dung spreader or something. there's no ploughing.
Yeah, but it's there for towing purposes when one of the other ones breaks down.
They don't break down now. they're 100% those tractors.
Yeah.
They never give any bother. No, I wish I could say that with a straight face.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But
should there be no crack if they didn't break down, or they didn't start, or flat batteries? Or...
well, I had a day there where it was like, yeah, it was the disaster day where I went to get one going and that wouldn't go, and then I had to get another one going to get it going, and then the other one wouldn't start. Oh, interesting.
I'm looking down here at the ground. I'm seeing a lot of John Deere tractors.
That's just the green fields. That's all you see. Yeah, County Down would be a fair whack of them now.
Yeah.
Some big farms down there.
There is.
Yeah,
a lot of tillage land. Yeah.
A lot of tillage land down there. It's some great farms now down the Arch Peninsula.
This is Strangford Lock here. Yeah.
Strangford Lock.
Yeah.
We're just flying over Strangford Lock here. Yeah. There's an old, I think there's an old World War II shipwreck somewhere here, somewhere, is it? It's around here somewhere. You'll see it sticking out of the water. It was used in the D-Day landings.
Oh, lovely.
I know you love the World War II stuff.
Love it, yeah.
And it was used in the D-Day landings, and it got heavily battered on D-Day. And then they brought it back here for repair. There was a repair area down in Arch somewhere, or in here somewhere, and they brought in here for repair. Some ship builders or ship fitters, and it took on water at the mouth of the loch, and they got up as far as there, and it sunk, and it's now a diving wreck, or a diving site.
No, I've been over to Normandy. I've done the tour of the Normandy beach.
Oh, did you go over there? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing.
See all the pontoons and that still in the water, like just sitting there.
Still there?
Yeah, the ones that were floated over and sank to use as bridges onto the beach to create bridgeheads and that. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I'd love to go and see that now. Right. Well, I suppose we'll head back, will we?
Whenever you're ready.
Inland Radio Golf Charlie Golf to the right east of the airspace, requesting airfield information. Street News 1039er, circle active. Street News 1039er, after good night. Golf Charlie Golf. Golf Charlie Golf approaching from the right, so join base 433.
Right, we'll get her in. Okay, points for 70. Ups 2. Up 720. Up 9 on.
Golf Charlie Golf, final 33 to left.
Cockpit 0, left hand diagonal 33 to left. Left base 33 to left.
There we go, Alan.
Greased it.
There's a bump there in the middle. That's not my fault. Well, I'll appreciate you coming up.
No, appreciate it. Yeah,
Thanks so much for.
No, it's been fantastic. Yeah. It's great to meet you at last.
For coming up and agreeing to fly right seat.
I've never actually flown in the right seat before. I've
Have you
always
not?
been in that seat.
Yeah,
It takes a little bit of getting used to.
It's strange. Yeah, if you're a pilot and you're sitting in the right seat and your mate's flying the plane, you're like, oh, what's going on?
What's going on?
Right folks, there you go. That is the end of the video. I had Alan with me today, flying right seat, fantastic day. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel. More of farming next week. Back to the regular stuff. So that's it from me for now. Take care. Bye bye.